Good evening, everyone. How are you? I hope you're well. Yes, 6 o'clock here on Hochanda, soon to be the craft store, means we launch a brand new one-day special, and we have fabulous products at a discounted price for 24 hours. Do we have the stock for 24 hours? Well, that's down to you guys, because it seems that people are starting to check out their baskets already. Now, stock will be dispatched on the 9th of April, because it's coming from the USA, because of course Altenew is an American company. In fact, Alt is German for old. So it's a juxtaposition of classic and contemporary brought together. And you can find Altenew in 33, if not over 33 countries worldwide, and they are award-winning too. I know, it's fantastic, isn't it? With your one-day special, the details are at the side of your screen, 133542. It's £32.97, saving £7. You get 17 stamps, 5 dies and 1 stencil. And of course, as ever, we are not alone. Live via Skype, we have got Lydia joining us for the one-day special. Good evening, Lydia.
Hello there. How is everyone?
Yeah, we're all good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready to go.
And can you tell us, Lydia, whereabouts are you Skyping us from tonight?
So I am actually in North Wales.
Oh, lovely. And how's the weather in North Wales today?
The usual. It's been raining. So, yeah.
Well, do you know what? The rain is great weather for ducks and crafters. So we are starting to get very busy, Lydia. Can we just have a little chat about Altenew and just how fantastic they are?
Yeah, so we started in 2014 and we are, you know, old and new, which is what Altenew means, and you've already gone through that bit. But we like to take classical designs and kind of give them a contemporary twist to make them more modern and make modern classics. The things that we come out with won't go out of style. They're always going to be a classic for you to use in your crafting.
Yeah, I like that. And they are so beautiful. Already 20% of the stock has gone on the one-day special. You can see here those gorgeous stamps, Lydia, that we've got. And at the side of the stamps as well, you've got letters like E1 and E2 and D4 as well. Do they correspond with anything in particular? Should we bear that in mind when we're crafting?
Yeah, so as we are famous for layering stamps, when you have a number of different layers for an image, we find it easier to pop the little letters on there, and that is going to correspond to which flower that it goes to. So the A's will all go together, the B's will all go together, and that you just kind of work your way through the images in that pattern that
yes.
Oh, sorry.
Corresponding order. Maybe it was corresponding order.
Couldn't get it.
But that's so helpful, isn't it? Especially if you're starting to layer up the stamps for the very first time. Just showing a sample here, Lydia, of how beautiful these are. And like you say, it's a very classical image, but it's got that temporary modern twist to it. We're starting to get extremely, extremely busy for the one-day special. We're going to let Lydia get ready for her first demonstration. Lydia, if you don't mind getting ready, only because we're at risk of selling out because we're so busy. So we do want to get a demonstration in. But your beautiful stamps are accompanied by the die and the stencil as well. Let me just turn the die around so you can see that. And then you've got your stencil with the innie and the outie. So very, very comprehensive package together for you to start crafting with. But oh my goodness, I'm just being told how busy we are. We are extremely busy. Over a quarter of the stock, we're only 4 minutes in, it's a big stock. A quarter of the stock has gone. 133542 is your item number. Oh my goodness. Right, let's have a look on the website, because all you fans of Altenew, we have lots and lots on the website. Maybe you want to add some other items into your basket before you check on out. Love the swans. Go and check those out. They're absolutely fantastic. We've got some lovely scenes, build a scene. We've got some great sentiments on there as well with the alphabets that you can see there. And we've got more flowers for you and some really nice, fun and funky stamps for you. Oh my goodness, I'm being told how busy we are. Right, we've got some watercolour brushes. These are amazing. Go and check these out. Really nice, precise watercolour brushes, and they're designed so beautifully. Now, over half the stock has gone. I was going to talk you through these, but we don't have time. We're going to head back to Lydia. My goodness, we are busy. Right, Lydia, what's your first demonstration?
It's a good job that it is this one. So
Yes, it is.
this one is the book engravings. And I wanted to show you a little bit something different. So normally when you stamp, you kind of use the same colours
Yes.
on everything. But I wanted to create something that was more hydrangea-y. So I do have most of it prepped, which again is a good thing. So I'm just going to show you how to stamp up one of these blooms and one of the leaves.
Okay.
Now, if you did want to do it in one colour, you don't have to do all the steps that I will be doing.
Okay.
I'm just trying to, you know, just making it a little bit difficult for everyone involved. Okay. So as we look at the stamp set, we can see that we don't actually have a base layer on this one. So we just have the detail layers that pop on to this image. So that's why you have the stencil also in the bundle. So you're going to be able to create the base layer. That's going to mean that it's going to have a full coverage there. Okay, I'm just going to do the flower as I was going to do the flower and the leaf, but I'm sure we'll just be good with one leaf.
Okay.
So I'm going to do this one. So I'm just using some blending tools, and I have some inks too. Use whichever inks that you do have. I do find that dye inks are best when doing this kind of technique. Okay, so I have a really light blue and a really light pink, and let's just go for it. So I'm just going to ink up my little big blending tool.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to add the ink through there, and then the pink one. I feel like I need to rush. Let's not rush. Let's just do it. Okay, and there we go. That's as quick as and easy as your base layer is ever going to get. Okay.
Now, I noticed you didn't stick that stencil down, Lydia. We don't really need to do that, do we, with these?
No, because we're going to be moving it around quite a lot to get all the various images.
Yes.
And it's really sturdy.
Okay.
I just hold my fingers down, and that's good enough.
Excellent.
I'm then going to take the outline. So this is the A1, as corresponds to the stamp set. And when doing the base layer as a stencil, I always find that it's best to do that first, to kind of get rid of the risk that you will be getting if you stamp this first, and then when you blend over it with your tool, you might rub it. So for a crisper image, do your base first with the stencil, and then stamp your image. But look how cool that looks already.
Doesn't that look lovely? And when I say all you've done, that sounds really awful. But you know, the simplicity of what you've done there with the stamp, bringing it to life, it just looks wonderful.
It's fabulous. Right, so I have A2, which is the more solid image for the detail. I call it the more stampable area, but you can call it what you wish. This has got more photopolymer on it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to add a darker pink on there. I did add the wrong one. Wait a minute. I've got them all stacked up at the side, and I didn't stack them correctly. So I'm going to go for a medium pink. Okay. Now, I've only done it halfway up the image.
Yeah.
But you can see we've got kind of a harsh line there. To get rid of that, I'm just using a little blending tool, or you could use your finger.
Okay.
Your finger works perfectly. It was the first tools that we had, so you can use those. And I'm just going to stamp this into position, and I'm just lining it up at the base of this petal here. Everything else kind of sorts itself out. So there's the first bit.
That's lovely. And did you put that on just randomly, Lydia, or did you purposely put it in those particular places?
No, I lined it up with this bottom piece here.
Yep.
With the bottom of this one.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to add a mid-tone blue to the top.
Lydia, I have to tell everyone at home, we're limited stock on the one-day special, 9 minutes in. You take your time, you carry on as you are. You're doing absolutely fantastic. But just to let everybody else know at home, we've just taken the details off the screen at the moment, but we'll put them back in for you in case you have just joined us. Maybe you've just been finishing off your tea, but we are limited stock. There you go. Those are the details, everyone, if you want to pop them into your basket, or give us a call. 01733 60 2000 is the number. Very, very busy for the new book engraving stamp die and stencil set. 17 stamps in total, beautiful flowers, 5 dies and 1 stencil. But of course with the stencil you also have the masks as well. So lots of pattern building with those, and also starting the journey with your layering up, and you do get the dies as well. £32.97. And we've got fantastic Lydia with us on Skype. Oh, but sorry Lydia, I'm just about to throw back to you, then it's like playing tennis. Right, we've just sold out.
Okay.
So Lydia, what we're going to do, we just need a moment to readdress everything. And guys at home, please do bear with us. We just need to interrupt that demonstration just for a moment. We're going back to Lydia, of course we are, but we didn't anticipate to sell out so soon. So we're just going to give you time to check out your baskets, and we're going to come back and we'll carry on with some great demonstrations for you. In the meantime, if you want to become a Freedom member, take a look at this.
Have you heard of Hochanda Freedom? Did you know that as a Hochanda Freedom member, you could be making savings on every order you place? For just £5.97 a month, you will benefit from selected Freedom member discounts and complimentary standard delivery on every order you place. You will also receive our exclusive Hochanda Freedom members badge, regular newsletters, giveaways and crafty updates. If you shop with Hochanda more than twice a month, then Freedom is for you. Don't forget, your Freedom membership is flexible, so you can pause it if you're going away, or you can cancel it at any time. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call or head to the website, quoting item number 88888, and join Hochanda Freedom today.
Wow, we sold out of the one-day special. Right, OK, we do have some more items on the show for you. And remember, we have these shows tonight, now at 6 o'clock, another show at 8 p.m, tomorrow at 9, no, at 8. I don't even know the times of my own one-day special. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, 12 and 4 o'clock. So we do have some other items for you on the show, some amazing items. Let's start here with this stamp set. Really like this. And I've got some gorgeous samples to show you of how you can start to build up these scenes. Isn't that lovely? You've got the toadstool there within it looks like a lamp on a book. You've got all the books stacked up, which are fabulous. Imagine colouring all those different books in, or cutting them out and using them maybe on the side. You could put them on a bookshelf if you want to. And you also have those words in there as well. Some lovely samples. I do like those books all stacked up. And I like this sample as well. The way that it's just been brought out from the card. You've got that embossing detail on there as well. So if you know someone that likes to read, maybe you know someone that likes the wizard style movies, just saying, that could be absolutely fantastic. You could add stamps around that. You could add some doodles as well. How about adding some colour? Changes it completely, doesn't it? And again, this could be a card to celebrate somebody graduating, a card to celebrate somebody who's been studying, for example, or just somebody that loves books. How about using your embossing powder? Doesn't that look nice as well, with that gorgeous background, but bringing the embossing powder to the fore, which is lovely. But it's not all about the books. We've also got this lovely, gorgeous style with, well, I think it's a lamp on top, but inside you've got all of those details in there of your toadstool, the toadstools on the side, and then you've got the books at the bottom, which is great. So how about someone that likes journaling? That would be a lovely card for them, and also a lovely image to put in your journals as well. Now you've also got on there, you've got your sentiments, so everything you can imagine is real. Imagine the possibilities. Books are magic. The pages of our story. How lovely is that? You've seen that little flying book just there and the star. See what I mean about the wizard style movies? You've also got create what you think, beautiful places. So that particular stamp set is also accompanied by, if I just open this up, you've got information and suggestions and ideas. So not only do you get the stamp set home, but you've got some great ideas to put together those cards instantly. Now we're busy for this one. Oh my word. How much of the stock has gone? 20% of the stock has gone already. My word, that is very, very busy. So, inspiration for you to create when you get your stamps home. I love that idea. £17.99, 22 stamps in total. Right, let's talk flowers and let's talk roses. Let's talk fairy tale roses, shall we? Roses are such a beautiful image, and this is going to give you again another chance to build up those layers. So you can start to create, it almost looks 3D. when you place your stamps down. Now, individually you can use them, like you could use the outline of that stamp if you want to, of the rose, and that's fine. And then you've got the die to cut it out if you want to. But you've also got the other layers to start building up the shading. You can also use those stamps to build and create backgrounds as well. So even though you've got the shading in there, for example, that one and that one at the top, how about using them and just building up a random pattern? That would also look absolutely fantastic. You've got the stencil to start you off and of course the die to cut it out, but you see there how you're now starting to build the layers up of the colour, almost making it a slight 3D-esque imagery, isn't it? And I think these are lovely with that embossed detail in the background, and then cut out your rose, or stamp 2 and cut out your roses. You can have as many roses as you like. And what's the inspiration in here? Well, let's open this up and show you. You've got your stamp set there. Just take that away for one moment. Inside, you've got your suggestions, your templates for making your very first cards. And that is so handy because, of course, you can make the same card, but just change the colours. And that is excellent for beginners. A whole little ecosystem there. £32.97. That's for your rose stamp die and stencil bundle. 15 stamps in total, 1 die and 1 stencil. Love that. But don't forget, with your stencil, you also have... would you get the... I'm not sure if you get the outies with this one. We don't know. You might do. And if you do, it's a bonus. 902424 is your item number. Now, your fairy tale florals. We'll stick with the theme of fairy tales. Got some beautiful... These are like cherry blossoms, or they could be... This could be like a rambling rose, you know, the rose and flowers in your garden. Isn't that absolutely stunning? It really is. £17.99. These are your fairy tale floral stamp set. 15 stamps in total, and in true style, we'll show you. You've got awesome, you've got best, and you see the letters in there like F1, D1, A1, E1. Well, they're all to do with your building and layering. So you put your B1 down first, and then your B2, and so on and so forth. But it will tell you all of that information inside, and yes, you're getting your inspiration so that you can start off with your very first project, which is fantastic. You don't need to go and search online. It's all there for you when you get them home. So that really is, as the stamp suggests just there, fantastic. Love that. There you go. And just to show you one more sample, because that's really pretty, isn't it? Look at that. That's very effective, even with no colouring. 402325 is your item number. We will be going back to Lydia. We're just setting up for another demonstration. Let's talk about swans. A bit like me at the moment, elegant on the top, underneath this table. Oh, because we are selling out very quickly of everything. Isn't this lovely? I think swans are beautiful. You've got the watercolour in there, but yeah, look at the... I've just realised that's the face of the swans that you then start to build up. Oh, these are gorgeous. You wait till you see the samples I've got in my hand. So lovely. An image of a swan is just so gorgeous. And you can see here that beautiful swan with the shading against the mountains. What lovely. And then look at this in a frame. Aren't these beautiful? I think, yes, the protector of the swans might like one of these if you're thinking of sending that particular person a card. £19.98. Absolutely beautiful. Great for weddings, great for celebrations, great for people coming together. Maybe an engagement or something like that, or just to tell someone you love them. Because just having a look at the swans, actually, I wonder if you could... If you were to, you know, you've got like the mirroring stamp effects. With one swan, if you put 2 together, it'll look like a love heart. There, that'd be a good idea. As ever, you also get the inspiration in there as well. So I'll just pick this up. I'll just move those stamps away for the moment. And there you go. Look at that. Your instructions on how to put together your swans and a suggestion for your very first card. That is a superb idea. We absolutely love that. They're called the Modern Swans, and there they are for you. £19.98. 287991 is your item number. Right, once upon a time in a land not so far away. This is a great set, it really is. So you've got the trees in there to start building up your backgrounds. Reminds me of Calamity Jane. Take me back to the Black Hills of Dakota. Oh, what an amazing film. It also looks like the Paramount Mountain as well in Utah. It does. I've been there. Yeah, just up from Salt Lake City. So with this particular set, you've got that lovely road that's going off into the distance. That would be great for your journals. That would be great for your planners. You've also got that fantastic horse and carriage there. You've got dream, explore, magical, and you've got your trees as well. So a great way of building up your scenes, and you can use it in all kinds of different ways. But it is your once upon a time. That's lovely, just using the mountain itself as a nice winter-esque look. You've got the horse and carriage there with that mountain in the background. Oh, isn't that lovely? Just using the stamps themselves, the sentiments with the background looks great. Now, ooh, you might recognise that. Follow the yellow brick road. Love that. Love that. It could be New York, but it probably is. But I'm probably seeing that as follow the yellow brick road. Love that. And then you've got this other. Look at that. It's fantastic. This is a great set. $17.99. You get a lot in there as well. 16 stamps. 322 866 is your item number. Right. Moving on, just for you. Look at this. This is your storybook sentiment. I love this. When I was younger, back in the day, when we used to do stuff at school, no, I wasn't reading one of the stamps there, but once upon a time, you've got your adventure is just beginning. But these were the things that you used to love doing at school, doing the big lettering, drawing around the lettering, and then letting that start your story. And these are fabulous because these could be a stamp just on the front of a card, for example. You can use them in conjunction with other stamp sets that we've got for you on the show as well. And it just adds that little extra something. £23.99. 368145 is your item number. Right, build a flower. Let's build a flower together. Beautiful design. And again, you've got the layering stamps and you've got the die to cut it out afterwards. So that's there. So you've got your selection of dies. And when you do start to colour these and layer them up, my goodness, I'm going to bring this sample in to show you. It looks like a newspaper print, doesn't it? That is lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. And beautiful flowers. And again, you can use these with sentiments that come included in this stamp set or other sentiments that you've got with other sets. Again, let's have a look at the stamp set. You've got your numbers in there, but I'm just going to take that away because inside, yes, we've got the inspiration. Yes, we've got the cards to make and the templates. And in fact, you can see, if I turn it that way, you've got the scissor mark there. So you can just cut those out and they're cards. That's your card topper done. And then you can replicate that with your stamps. What a lovely idea from Alt New. I love that. Everything old, everything new, all coming together. Yeah, let's pop that the right way, Janice. There you go. £27.99 if you want to go for that stamp set. I've even put that on backwards, haven't I? Let me turn that around for you. 961355 is your item number. I've even put it now upside down. It could not get... Right, now we'll move on. There you go. We can move on. Your antique rose. These are beautiful. Again, with this, if I turn this around, this is your die set for your antique rose. Do we have a stamp set that goes with this? It's your layering die set. So we cut them out. So it said they're layering dies. So if you cut them out and then you colour them in the right places, and I'll turn this around because it's got your instructions on there on the front, and then when you start to cut them out and layer them up, you can cut them out with various different colours. Now that looks amazing. I don't think I've ever seen layering dies before. That's incredible, because with all the lovely cardstock that you've got, all the different cardstock that perhaps you've bought from Jelly Bean Crafts or maybe Pink Frog Crafts, this is going to give you the opportunity to use all of that card colour, maybe from Phil Martin, and then you can use your cardstock, use it with the dies and make these really easy cards. They do look amazing. £29.99, 832646. One more to see, and then we'll get back to Lydia, who's waiting patiently on Skype in Wales for us. We had a very busy start to the show. This is great. You know, if you've got kids, for example, kids cards, but these are just beautiful, clean stamps. So you've got 12 stamps in total. You've got your little friend there just sitting down reading a book, and you've also got your bookshelves as well, which are great. So if you've got someone you're trying to encourage to read, you could use these and build and create a bookmark, for example, which would be a lot of fun, and then they can colour that bookmark in themselves. Isn't that lovely? £17.99, 329 203 is your item number. Right, let's head back to Lydia. Thank you for your patience, everyone. We had a very, very busy start to the show. We sold out the one-day special, but we're heading back to Lydia because we're now going to take a look at these layering dies that we've got available for you. These are magnificent, Lydia.
Yeah, I love these, and they are really quite large. So I have already started because, you know, just so we can get more done today. So this one is the Antique Rose Crafter Flower. And as you can see, you have all of the number of dies just pictured at the top. And then you also have the layering guide down here. So it's going to give you an indication of what kind of colour that you need to do it in. You don't necessarily have to do it in pink, but you're going to need to go from dark to light for the flower and then light to dark for the leaf. So instead of cutting it out of some coloured cardstock, you can also cut it out of white cardstock and then colour it yourself. So if you don't have all of the different colour cardstocks that you need, but you have markers and you have some white cardstock, you're good to go. For this one though, I have popped it onto double-sided adhesive. So hopefully you can see there. It's just onto some double-sided adhesive. I popped all of the dies on and I just ran it through my die cutter machine.
What
so all
great
of these
idea.
have been, yeah, so all of them have been cut. It's just stuck into place with the backing of the double-sided adhesive.
Okay.
So I do find it easier to colour if it's still stuck inside the cardstock. Otherwise it can get a bit fiddly with the things moving around. So what I've done is I've coloured the leaves in using the die set as the guide. And I'm just going to colour these in. So I have alcohol markers, but you can use whichever markers that you do have, and you don't need to be perfect with this. All you're going to need to do is just scribble it on. So as I said, I'm just using the guide, which is over here, to which part I should be colouring my darkest, and then which one I should be doing my lightest. So this is the base, and as you can see, I've just scribbled that on. The colour isn't perfect, but it's going to be good. Don't worry. And then I'm going to move down. I did put these in the wrong places when I cut them, but this is the next layer. So I'm going to go down my colour selection with this. And again, whichever markers you do have, it's going to be perfect. Don't worry. You can even use watercolour cardstock and do exactly the same thing. And use your watercolours to colour them in instead. So
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I also love the fact that you can use all your scrap pieces of cardstock, because I know that many of us cut things, but then we have a pretty piece of cardstock that we just don't cut away, and we put that in a drawer and then it stays there.
Yeah, and you don't get it out for ages, and then you forget all about it, and then when you open the drawer you're like, oh, that's where it is.
Yeah, and there's so many bits of different coloured cardstocks in there. And I'm sure you'll be able to you could even make like a pop art one with different colours, because that would be cool.
Yeah, that really would. Would you suggest anything to, what I'm trying to say, Lydia, sorry, with the colours, if you were going to just take some random cardstock, would you go for the larger die being a darker colour, going to a lighter colour, or does it not matter?
See, I would go with the die. I would check the die out itself, and it tells you that this base layer is going to need to be the darkest.
Right.
And then move up to get this kind of look that we're going for here.
Got you.
If you did it the other way around, you would have your highlights in a darker colour.
Yep.
But I think that would look cool as well.
Would,
I haven't actually done that yet. Because I'm using double-sided cardstock, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it down onto a piece, and I'm just going to kind of push through with a little hat pin, or you could use a little pokey tool, whatever you have. I just find these little hat pins work really well.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit frugal, so I haven't bought a pokey tool.
Listen, if you've got something at the side of you to use, why do you need to buy a new one?
Yep, as long as it works, it's good to go. So when you've done that, you need to make sure that nothing is on the back, okay? So as you can see, I'm turning it over to make sure that I haven't got any stuck on there.
Okay.
Now this is just going to layer over this piece perfectly. So I'm just going to take this one out. I would normally just leave it in the cardstock, but as you can see, I'm just going to place that down, and it is just going to cover that base layer, but just have those pieces popping through of the darker color, which is going to give us a look of that's darker. Okay, so there is that layer. I didn't color it perfectly, but we're going to be okay. All right. Okay, now this piece is pretty delicate, so I'm going to try and be careful while pulling this out. Okay, come on, little flower, out you pop. There he is.
Oh, well done.
I talk to my die cuts all the time.
It's when they start talking back you've got to worry.
Yeah, but they haven't yet, so I think we're
You're
good.
okay.
Okay, pop that through. See, I either talk to them or hum, so at least I'm not humming.
Oh.
Okay, pop that through, and then we've got these two little pieces over here. And I do find that it's easier to pop it on the actual cardstock because it sticks rather than trying to get it onto the backing piece here.
Okay.
So we have this piece, and this is just going to layer on top of this one. I kind of pop this edge on first and then move my way around the image. So I'm going around there, popping this into place at the top. Oh, I did have a little piece stuck in there, but I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
No one will notice. No one will notice. Okay, and then we'll pop that down. There we go.
That's
So there is-
fabulous.
It's cool.
It
And then
really is.
Now these little pieces, again, you can check your die set, but I know that these kind of go somewhere around there. And these pieces here don't need to be perfect.
Okay. Is it like just shadowing?
Yeah, these are the little highlights that you get
Yeah.
on your rose. Pop them down, they're fine. I think using the guide, you'll probably use it the first couple of times that you do this,
Yep.
but then you're going to kind of figure out where things are going to go.
You could make a brooch out of this, couldn't you?
Oh, it's just, yeah, you could. And you could use like some glaze on it,
Yeah.
and it would make it look like porcelain.
Oh, yeah, that would be lovely.
Or if you didn't have any glaze, you could use, I don't know if I should do it now, because I have these ideas and I think I should do it right now.
What's your idea?
I was going to put some heat embossing on, see if that works.
Ooh, that might be nice.
Mm,
It's your
okay.
demo if you want to do it.
I know. Oh, sometimes I need to stop myself, but it's always crafting without a safety net.
Good.
Okay, so
I
I'm
think
gonna-
that's a great way to craft because you can come up with ideas and inspiration as you go along.
Yeah, especially because, it was kind of your idea.
Well, yes.
I'm going to take it. Okay, so I'm just popping these down. You can see that the leaves are really, really easy to layer. They kind of just go around the base. So for all of the leaves, that's where I'm lining these ones up. Okay. Oops. And then again, these ones will fit. Oops, there we go. That one there, Lydia. I don't think that you can get these leaves wrong. As long as you line it up with that bottom piece,
Yeah.
you're going to be good. And one last one. Okay. So there we go. So I have all of my pieces. I have this other one that I did before. So I'm going to pop this one onto a card, and then I'm going to try that other thing that we suggested because I can't stop thinking about it now. So I'm going to quickly pop this together.
Okay.
So I have a card panel. I always kind of work on card panels, and then when I need to make this into a card, I'll just stick this onto the front of a card. It takes up less room that way. So when I want to send it, I'll just do that. Just going to add a bit of a dark point on here. So this is just some really dark blue. And that's going to give me my focal point. Okay. And again, because we did have the double-sided on this, I'm just going to remove those. Okay, now I want that popped up. I want it popped up now that it's sticky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stick off. So I'm just going to pop my leaves down.
And the leaves look lovely as well. Even the shading on the
Yeah.
leaves make them stand out for a 3D style effect.
They're so cool. So now if I was to stick this down, it's going to be on kind of all different angles because we have the leaves down. So because it's sticky, I kind of need to take that stick off before I put any foam tape on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some baby talc or baby powder, any talc that you have,
Yep.
and just take that stick off. There we go. No longer sticky.
Brilliant.
I know, and it smells good now.
Actually, if you've got some rose-scented talcum powder,
That would be so clever.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to take some foam tape. Sorry, my foam tape is huge, so I just had to wrangle it
Okay.
just for a little minute. I'm going to pop that down, add that into place. And let's grab a sentiment. I'm going to use the Storybook sentiments. If I can grab them quickly. No, I can't. So I have the Tall Tales instead. So, but that'll be okay. So I'm just going to grab one of these.
I love this stamp set. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh, I just love the sentiments on here. I love the mix of fonts, and they just stamp really, really cleanly.
Well,
So-
20% of the stock has gone of that. Almost 20% of the stock has gone. $17.99, a great price. Which sentiment have you gone for? Let's have a look.
I've gone for we lose ourselves in books. We find ourselves there too.
Oh,
Which I think is very cute, and I just love the mix of
Yes.
fonts that we've got there. But you can see just how pretty that is.
Yeah.
And even though it's not a book-themed card, I still think it's okay.
yeah, I do as well. What a lovely demonstration and what a lovely way to build up that rose so effectively and very, very easily as well. And if you want to add, like you've done there, more than one rose to a particular project, you could have a whole bunch of them, which actually would look tremendous. You know, if you started layering them up with foam pads underneath.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you would really need to squish the foam tape really quite small on the last layer.
Yes.
But for the other layers, I think it would be really quite easy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've gone off on the tangent that we were talking about.
No,
now.
I'm looking forward to this. You're going to put some embossing powder on it.
Yeah, so I've just added some clear embossing ink, so it's a sticky ink. And I'm trying to find my clear embossing powder, but it doesn't really leave my side. It's off to the side anyway. Let's add that on. Okay. Well, this is going to be cool. Okay. Now mind your little fingers when you're doing things like this.
Yes. Or get a pair of tweezers. I never get tired of seeing embossing powder change. I just think it looks absolutely amazing. But yeah, if you've got a pair of tweezers, it's always good to hold the item that you're embossing like this with a pair of tweezers. That's what I found anyway, and I know you guys will do that as well. Or just stick it on a glass mat and a pencil or a pokey tool, just keeping it still, or a hat pin, as Lydia has got with her. But it does look fantastic and changes it completely. We're putting more on. Here we go. Wow. Look at that. And the nice thing is, if you were to put different coloured embossing powders on there as well, you could really play with it. Now, look at that. That looks amazing, Lydia.
I know, I did make a bit of a mess because I got excited.
That's
but
all right.
I think that looks so cool. You could definitely put a
Wow.
little pin badge on the back of that.
Yeah, most definitely. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous.
cute.
And it does, like you say, it looks like porcelain. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
That would look really nice on a scarf as like a really nice decorative pin on a scarf or a hat.
That would be so cool. I'm going to make more of these now. Thank you for the
Yeah,
idea.
you're welcome. It looks amazing. Right, okay, we are having a busy show. I've got a couple of things to show you, but almost 20% of the stock of the antique rose is gone. It's absolutely marvellous. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. It's just fantastic. If you've never tried it before and you've got a die cutting machine, I definitely recommend going for that. Oh, there you go. Right, I've got a couple of other things to show you, something that caught my eye when I walked into the studio. First of all, we've got some fine-tipped brushes. Let me talk you through these. First of all, it's brilliant. So you've got this really nice, that's hard as well. So you've got that really nice on-brand protection. Open that up. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 brushes. And you can see there you've got your different sizes. So you've got 0, 1, 2 and 3. Oh yes, 0, 1, 2 and 3. Sorry, I thought it was 0.1. 0, 1, 2 and 3. Let me take one of these out to show you. Let me just take this up. They are synthetic sable hair. Fabulous design. Again, I've never seen anything like this before. So you'll see here towards the end, it's ergonomically designed like a pencil. So already that feels comfortable and stable in my hand. Excuse my nails, I was doing gardening yesterday. And then you've got that lovely soft brush, but that fine, fine tip. These are amazing. And have you seen the price, everyone? £12.99. That's an incredible price. And you get this beautiful, beautiful way of just storing it like that. And that's it, they're all protected. I love that. What a great gift that will be. 693609 is your item number. So if you know anyone that's had a birthday recently, me, that would be a great gift. Now, we also have some other brushes for you. And these are the round-headed brushes. And you get the extra larger brush. There you go. So you get 4 of the round brushes, size 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then you get the flat brush at the top, and that's size 18, so that's great for doing your washes. Absolutely brilliant. Design-wise, again, nicely ergonomically designed. They don't have the flatness at the end like the others because, well, the other ones were precision, so you needed that stability. You've still got the ergonomic design, but you don't have the flat areas. But you don't need it with these because they're not too precise when you're brushing. Again, you've got that lovely protection, and all you have to do is just pull that down, and then that clips into place. Just pull that, and that clips into place, and then you've got those all nice and protected. Really, really like those. Now, in order to use those, I'm just going to pop those at the back because they just look nice. They look gorgeous. Imagine these in your craft room, opened up like this, maybe outside on your table, ready to paint in the sunshine. How lovely would that be? Now, if you are ready to paint, you might already have some watercolour pan sets, but we've got this. This is beautiful. First of all, the box it comes in. So if you're gifting this, it looks brilliant. The box is amazing because you've also got the colours on the back, so you've got your chart right there. Then the tin, beautifully designed. You'll notice 1, 2, 3, 4 raised areas, but when we open it out, you've got the 4 raised areas there to do a bit of mixing. Open that side, you've got some more areas to put your colours as well. So you can put your individual colours there. You can mix them up in these side. Very, very easy to clean as well. And then you'll see, if I get this the right way around for you, here you go. You've got all of the individually wrapped paints for you. So, wow, what an amazing collection. You've got the names of the paints on there. There you go. So you've got pure white, you've got your rich, and you've got your luminous as well. $39.99. These are going to last you a very, very long time, depending on what you're painting, of course. If you use them non-stop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, then they might not last as long as using them perhaps every other day. But you know what I mean. They do last a long, long time. 159882 is your item number. And it's a great design because when you finish, you just simply pop that back together and they look lovely. If you want to pop them back in the box, you can do. But if not, you could always cut that out and place it on the back, stick it on the back. And what's nice about it as well, you've got that thumb. So you can, if we open this out again, you could actually just pop your thumb through there so you're holding it and it keeps it nice and steady like that. So now it's just my thumb underneath. Where are we? Sorry. Just my thumb underneath through the ring. And I find it really easy to hold like that. It's excellent. It's a great idea. It really, really is. We're getting busy for that. We're very busy for the paintbrushes. Oh, can I just stroke them again? They're so nice. So nice. So nice. £12.99. That's incredible. That's an incredible price. And that is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness, what a great gift. Now, £20 today and £20 in a month's time, that's available on FlexiBuy. You can add one of these sets and that would only be, the £12.99 would only be £6.50 today. And then the £21.99 will be £11 today. And then £11 in a month's time. You'll notice there's creative, crafty people here at Hochanda, soon to be the craft store. We're not very good at math, but we do our best. We do our best. We do our best. It's because we're creative, isn't it? I think so. Right, let's go back to the one-day special. If you did miss it, oh, right, we've had a couple bounce back. We sold out in about 6 minutes. Right, the next 2 people that get on the phones will get on the website, get those into your basket, they'll be gone. Now, everything is going to be dispatched from the 9th of April. Not too long to wait, only 2 weeks, and definitely worth waiting for because these are absolutely spectacular. Now, we do have lovely Lydia on Skype demonstrating for us in Wales. We'll head back to Lydia. What are we going to have a look at now, Lydia?
Well, I thought that I would go for the Books Are Magic.
Okay.
And I do agree with you. This kind of looks very magical to me. So I thought that a bit of a rainbow is magical too. So I am going to be using my paints and my brushes too. These paints are fabulous. They're my go-tos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my image first. I should have popped it onto a block already, but I didn't. Sorry, everyone. But yeah, so I did want to say, if any of these get unsticky, all you need to do is just take a baby wipe and just clean the back of it and let it air dry. So it will become unsticky when it is, you know, well used, well loved. There's a bit of dust on there or some embossing powder, which is usually the case. And it won't stick anymore. So if it does keep falling off your block, just give it a quick wipe and that'll be perfect. And as you can see, all of my stamps are pretty well loved because I'm not a fan of cleaning. So
you don't need to really clean your stamps. Some people don't, do they, Lydia?
No, I kind of just wipe them off on my hand and I find that is okay. But then I get a surprise when I use them again and then there's a different colour on there. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that using some embossing ink. I should have used some anti-static powder on my cardstock. I am using watercolour cardstock because we're going to be using watercolours.
Okay.
And I'm just going to pop this into place. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit aggressive with outline stamps, just to make sure that I am stamping that down correctly. But you can use a stamp positioning tool. You don't need to be as harsh on your stamps, but they will take it. Don't worry.
You're assertive with your stamps, not aggressive.
Okay, so hopefully we've stamped that down properly. Grab myself a piece of paper. I'm going to emboss this in gold. Let's go with gold. You could go with white, you could go with silver or platinum, whatever you wish, whatever you desire. Okay, tap that off. And you can see that that little baby powder's done its job.
All the detail really stands out, doesn't it? It's a fabulous stamp. It's a fabulous stamp set. And the details are on the screen now, 536841. £17.99. You get 22 stamps in total. So you've got that lovely stacking bookcase, which looks brilliant, doesn't it? And you've also got some lovely sentiments in there. And you have your other feature stamp, which is a book with like a lamp on top with your toadstools in. And you've got some gorgeous little worker stamps in here. Some little doodles, squiggles. You've got a little book in there as well. Imagine making like a really nice, cool surrounding to your card, a framework out of these books. It's brilliant. When you get them home, you'll see what I mean. You'll see all the added little extra stamps in there for you as well. Right, 536841, back to Lydia. Back to you, Lydia.
Thank you. So I have a little trick when I'm doing my watercolouring. I go onto a piece of plastic. So this is just a hard piece of plastic. So if I want to move it out of the way, I can do. And to stop it kind of moving around, I'm going to add water to the back. I know it's probably not done, but
Are you using the brushes we have on the show, Lydia?
yeah, this is the lovely fat one.
It's
one of my
gorgeous,
favorites.
is it?
I know, it's
we're
so
very
soft.
busy for the brushes, very, very busy. We've got 2 sets for you, the brand new today, and the one that Lydia is using is from the round brushes set, which are $21.99, I think. I think, yes, they are, $21.99. But yeah, that looks so easy putting the water on.
Yeah, and as you can see, because we've got the water on the back, it kind of sticks it down to our page, our plastic, so I don't have to use any masking tape. Again, being frugal, because water costs less than masking tape.
It does.
So that's what I use. So I'm now going to grab one of the brushes, and this one seems to be my go-to out of the brushes. This is number 3. Okay, and let's just have some fun with this. I'm not going to kind of try and colour everything in because that takes too much time, and I like things that go quick. So I'm just going to grab one of the pinky colours. So this is a cherry blossom. It does have the name on the side of the pan, so you can see what colour it is. And I'm just going to add that over there. Okay. And you can see, I love it when it does that. It's my favourite. Okay, let's add some orange.
These colours are amazing, and these are from the paints that we've got available for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow, look at that. What an
There we
impact.
go. Let's go with yellow. Add that in. Green. As we all know what a rainbow comes in.
Yeah.
Let's add that in there.
Oh, I love the green.
I just love how it kind of floats out. I'm going to add a little bit of lagoon to the top because that's my favourite. I can't really do a rainbow without that colour.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to come this way, so I'm going to need purple. I don't know why, but I always start with my ready tone first and then kind of work out from there, but you could start from the bottom if you wanted to. I kind of always add it to the centre. I don't know why. Maybe it's what my eye likes. Add a little bit of blue. As it's looking a bit dark at the minute, we are going to tone that down, so let's not worry.
I think it looks fantastic.
We're
all here. Every time you add a colour, we're like, oh my days, that's amazing.
Okay, so I've done that. I kind of want it to move a little bit more. So I'm just going to take a little mini misty thing and just spray it.
And isn't watercolouring, I mean, any craft is a lovely way to lose yourself, but I always find when I've got my watercolour colours out, I lose time, and it's just lovely experimenting with the colours and techniques.
Okay, I'm going to take some off.
Okay.
This is just a wet wipe or a baby wipe. But yay!
Oh, wow. And then the embossing powder's acted as a resist.
Yeah. So what I need to do is just dry that off a little bit with my heat tool so we can then add a sentiment on. So that's what I'm going to do. I would normally let it dry naturally, but as we don't have the time, I will heat set this a little bit.
Okay. Oh, do you know what? I can't wait for tomorrow morning because I want to try this with my watercolours. It's just lovely, isn't it? Now, the paints, very, very busy for the paints. I'll just bring those in so you can see them. That's the stamp set that we're using, but the paints themselves come in this beautiful tin. First of all, packaged beautifully, so as a gift, oh my word. You've got the colours on the back, so there's your reference. These last a long time, you know, they really do. I've got something similar at home. I want this now though. These are all individually wrapped, and that's what I love. You know, when you get something home, take your time, go through the colours, and what I've done is you can actually either keep the reference on the back of the box, which is there, or you could make your own little reference by painting directly on some watercolour card and then putting the information on the colours on the bottom. But you've got the mixer trays each side, which is fabulous. And then when I close that up, you can see you've got the little hook there. Now that to put your thumb through. So you'll open it up like this. And if you're standing up, for example, that's really good. Just to put your thumb through there, and then you can hold it. And it just keeps everything nice and still. That's what I use mine for anyway. And then you've got all the little cubes there that are individually wrapped. Now, let me see. Does this come out? Can I take this out? Now, you can take that out, and you've got an extra little bit of mixing tray at the bottom if you wish, and you could have that separately. So there's a great idea for you. They've thought about everything. 159,882, £39.99. Very, very busy for that, as we are for the brushes. We've got 45 seconds left. If we don't get this demonstration finished, we'll finish it in the next show. Lydia, back to you.
Okay, so all I was going to do is just add a sentiment on a vellum strip. So I would have heat set that onto some vellum with some white embossing powder.
That's
and
lovely.
that is kind of how you're going to get that really cool look that you have there. So
Oh,
I just
Lydia,
love how different they are.
You've really inspired me. You've really have. And I'm going to go and do this tomorrow. I can't wait. When I get up tomorrow, I'm going to use my watercolour paints and try and do this kind of effect. Thank you, Lydia. We'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight with Adam.
Okie dokie. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Lydia. Oh, wasn't that lovely? We'll see you guys in a few moments' time, but do make sure you get